Hello, it's Lulu, and today I'm going to do your collective read, okay, to get the gears grinding, okay? All right, thank you so much for your likes, shares, subscribes, and comments. Thank you for your love. May the love overflow, overpour. May we overjoy. May your heart be filled with joy and beauty and abundance on all levels. Purification and white tower is here. So something that you pulled away from, someone, right? That you decided to pull away from. With this purification card, let's go here first. So with this purification card, you may have recently detoxed, right? You got rid of something or someone out of your life, or you've been fasting, and that is going to pay off as well. Whatever it is that you have poured your pure intentions into is going to work out with this justice card, right? All right, let's see here. Whatever it is, first thing comes to your mind, boom, that's it. You may have been in a space where you decided to change the way that your approach to certain things, but overall it could be a legality, right? You may have decided to stop allowing the what ifs and all the possible negative outcomes that could occur. You went ahead and got to the light side of it. You may have even noticed, so you may have even noticed that other things there was a trickling effect, right? You're so worried about getting a mortgage, getting something approved, or having people see something your way, whatever it is, right? And you just let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. What do you have for these beautiful people, honey? What do you have for these beautiful people? African Daisy, balanced friendship. So it could be a friend, right? But there has to be an equal give and take, because that's the thing about being on the path, right? Or just trying to fix your life. Let's just keep it practical. Trying to fix your life, trying to do the right things, trying to change the way that you do things, working toward, not trying, you're doing it. So you're working toward having more, being more, showing up more for yourself, showing up more for your children. And you want that to also be part of your friend group or the relationships and partnerships that you have. And when you don't see that, you kind of pull back, because you know that you can't grow you can't water seeds that don't want to grow or will not grow. They're not budding, right? But you feel like you're budding, so you pull back. So this is about friendships and being positive in those friendships, those connections, right? Family, friend, whoever. And they're saying here with this Brumliad, okay, Brumliad, be positive. Your thoughts can shape your experiences. Be sure to focus on the positive and take your time. With Unag. Unag says, take your time, right? Slow and steady wins the race, basically. But they're saying that there's no need to worry, no need to force things to happen, allow things to... Here's the thing. In many instances, unless you had that fight or flight, right, with the ego, right? Because you need a part of the ego. You don't need the full on just connected to this dimension and just, focusing on material, fame, status, all that, right? So the thing about this is, whatever this is that you are working on and you're allowing to grow, you're allowing it, just pulling yourself back, working on you or whatever it is, right? Focusing on what you need to focus on, right? Because you may have been too focused on other people and other things and forgot yourself, right? So it's like everything is happening at the time that it's supposed to, but you need to remain positive. Keep good people around you. Get conversations. Be mindful of the things with all five senses. Again, I can't express that enough. All five senses, right? What you see, smell, hear, all the senses, okay? Taste or whatever, right? So let's see here. Clarify these friendships, please. The Hanged Man in the reverse. So you know exactly what you need to do and how you need to do it, right? But you also need to hear other people out as well. There may be someone who is near you who has certain things that they want to express to you, but you may be not paying much attention to it here, not taking time out to see, because I feel like some of you may be in a space where you're allowing things to happen, or you're learning to be more allowing. But the thing about that is there's still something here. Someone wants to talk to you and balance some things out here. So when they speak, you want to try not to. Okay, so I was thinking about that on my way home. And I was like, because I've had some in these past 4 days, I myself have had some conversations to where, one in particular, to where the person was listening to respond. Now I'm listening and going along with the conversation, because a conversation is a dialogue, right? Well, this turned into a monologue because the person wanted to emotionally dump. And so we've talked about on Instagram about the emotional dumping and being in a space, because you really have to hold your boundaries and not absorb everything that they are saying, but you also need to know how to intervene in the conversation and just, shift it a little bit and let them know, like, in certain ways, depending on who you are talking to, that, okay, now hear me out, right? So maybe there is a need for you to take a pause and reflect and see how you can show up as a better friend on your end of the journey, right? But also be mindful of listening to react or respond. You're listening to have to really have a dialogue, to iron sharpens iron, or really hear someone out, right? Because again, just because you don't agree with someone and how they are doing things doesn't mean that isn't part of their path, and they will learn. Some people will learn eventually if you're patient with them, but how are you patient with them, right? Are you patient to your own detriment, right? You have to be mindful of that, because you don't want to overgive, and you want to make sure that you set a certain standard and certain boundaries so that you'll be within the guise. I mean, in the conversation, you are letting people know, right? These people that you hold dear to you, that when you did such and such, I feel like, right? And that's okay. Move forward. 7 of Pentacles and the Empress. Okay. So at this time, some of you may have a project that you are birthing, or you may actually be looking at the long term and deciding on if you want to have a child or not, and what does that look like, or the long term, the long term for your children that you already have. How does this look, right? Because you want to be forward thinking when you are having children or deciding to have children, right? So there's something here. Both of these women are pregnant. Oh, so I think in the air signs reading, it was somebody had a surprise baby, but someone may be pregnant. There may be 2 people that are pregnant. Okay, but overall, for those of you who are pregnant with an idea, pregnant with some type of project, pregnant with your long-term goals, here it's not time for you to release those out into the world, right? Allow yourself to cultivate what needs to be cultivated, refine what needs to be refined until it's ready. It has all of its legs, arms, hands. It's a full baby, right? But also with this, stay positive too. I really feel as though there is an energy here of, even with all the change is going to happen. And at the end of the book of changes, we go back into the creative, which is number 1, right? The beginning, the creative, right? So remaining positive through the ups and downs, right? The ebb and flow. Just take your time, like Unag said. Take your time and know that you are supplied for all of your days and your tomorrows. Some of you may feel like you are losing out in one end of your life because you are needing to focus on something else. But in this area of your life, you have this beautiful idea, or you have something that you are giving birth to. But right now is a time for you to calm down. Okay. Focus on what needs to be focused on. Make sure that, again, you are aligning yourself with your star player before your feet touch the floor, right? So that you can go and take on the day in the best way that you can. No 2 days are the same, right? So you want to be mindful of that. When Sedna comes in saying that you are supplied for all of your days and all of your tomorrows, you could be broke as I don't know what. But how broke are you? What is broke? You are living, breathing, able-bodied. You got a roof over your head. What is broke, actually? Okay, you are living in your car. You're living in your car. You only have $20 for gas. Gas is like $5 a gallon, right? So that means that you need to strategize and make it where you're only going certain places that are going to be productive, right? You are only doing things that have to do with A and B. A and B. People want to ride. They need to pay. They need to pay the toll, right? So it's about what do you consider broke, and then you look into that, because when this card comes up, because I remember my journey very early on, right? When I would pull this card for myself, I would be shit out of luck. I would be on my, nobody to call and ask for nothing, okay? Because again, depending on your path and your journey, right? When you are in certain spaces, people don't want to help you. They are not open to help you. My help came from strangers. My help came from friends I made on the internet, right? But overall, I had to sit with that. And I'm talking about for months and months, years upon years, not consecutive, but it was like when I would get to that space, it's like it's teaching you again. What do you value? What is important to you? What are you rich with? What are you wealthy with? Information do you have for these people talking about they broke? Every day I work on being a positive, peaceful person so that I can do my part and be of service. And there is wealth. There is wealth in that. Trust. Trust the process. Trust yourself. This is a year of trusting yourself more. This is a year of trusting what's said and said. You will be okay, but you need to take your time. Be gentle with yourself and other people. Trust in your process. What card? This is a carnation. Trust. You can trust the people around you. They are earth angels sent to give you the guidance you seek. And also be mindful of your circle, of the people that you entertain, because you don't want to go into this creative. You're pregnant with ideas, pregnant with a child, even whatever it is that you are pregnant with. You cannot be around people who are discouraged. And maybe it's time for new friends. Maybe you're going to meet some new people in some new group settings that inspire you. I like to be around people who inspire me. I like the people to be around people who are doing or have done what I'm doing, or doing more than what I could even visualize for myself, envision for myself. Because even though our vision isn't the same, I still see that I can do it. They did what they did and stuck to their shit. I can do what I do, stick to my shit. What? So be around people who inspire you. You don't want to be around people who are still in the same space, because you audit yourself every 6 months. So are you doing, thinking, being the same thing that you were 6 months ago? Are you that same person? Right? Get away from people who are trying to hold you in that same, no, this is who you are. Like, no, if you haven't noticed, I've changed. I did have a conversation as well about that a couple of days ago, because we were discussing how people don't allow you to change. The only people who are who really get an understanding of change, these are wrong cards. The only people who really get an understanding of change, and that change is a constant, and we don't know how other people are going to change. You really don't. So never get stuck on, because you don't even know how you're going to change. You don't know how you are going to be in the next 2 days, 3 days, the next hour. You don't know. Your beliefs can change at the blink of an eye. Whatever it is that you believe in can change in a blink of an eye. Spiritual law of attraction. You are what you think. You create what you think. It becomes your reality or a part of your path. Whatever you are feeding, you feed it, it is growing. Oh, the card. I put the card up. But whatever you are feeding, it's growing. What is it that you want to? This is Melchizedek, okay? Love the Melchizedek consciousness, okay? That's a lot of what goes on in this realm, on this side of YouTube. The Melchizedek consciousness. And when it comes to the Melchizedek consciousness, again, it goes to your body of light, your Merkaba, right? Building your body of light and doing things in a way that you are trusting, you are positive. You know that no matter what, you will be supplied all of your days and all your todays and all your tomorrows. You don't have to force things to happen, right? Again, that goes with timeline jumping, bending time, not feeling like you're out of time or you have to do certain things within a certain time frame. Again, be mindful of your path and how you do things, right? You're inspired, but also be mindful of your path and how you do things. You salt is here. There's unconditional love that is shared by you and someone else. This is usually someone who's coming up out of that has transitioned, that may have been we have work your magic and teacher. So there may even be a master teacher. Maybe some of you are master teachers, but also whoever it is that transitioned has empowered you to the point, or they're around you and want you to really work your magic. Your magic comes from you trusting your process. Your magic comes from you trusting your ideals, testing those ideals. Your magic comes from being positive, or however you want to look at it, right? Because polarities are one of those necessities that we need every now and again to remind us of our balance, to remind us of our mortality possibly. But the polarities are needed to remind us of growth, right? And to continue to grow. You gotta laugh. I was listening to some comedy earlier, okay? Because I've been so serious. Y'all know that. But being persistent is going to help you a lot when it comes to challenging things. Someone wants to make an offer to you. Someone wants to apologize possibly. Here, someone may want to apologize about some things that they did not... I just keep, like, this must be the month, going into May must be a time of forgiveness, a time of compassion, a time of... just a lot of apologies. And plus, you need to apologize and be gentle with yourself as well. I'm trying to figure it out. You need to also nurture yourself, right? Be that mother figure to yourself as often as possible, right? What information do you have for these beautiful people? Thank you. Nutrition, speaker. Some of you are teachers. Music. All right. So for those of you who are into nutrition, they want you to nutrition, herbs, herbologists, whatever it is that you do that has to do with herbs, right? Healing foods, healing drinks. It's time for you to get that word out. It's time for you to move forward with that. This must be a yes to whoever was doubting themselves about something that they're working on. They want you to be mindful of the music that you're listening to. There are certain frequencies, something about 532 possibly. That's the first numbers that came up. But there's a connection between you and music. The connection between music, there it is. Before, when you speak, you speak at a certain frequency. And with your oration skills and with the way that you've been keeping up yourself or something like that with this nutrition card, here, y'all can look at it. But the way that you've been doing things, the frequency that you speak on, the frequency that you do things, even with the music, the people, whatever it is, you vibrate at a frequency that will attract people like music. Something about, you can even do this when people, let's say you have to do a presentation to people who don't speak fluent English, whatever your language is, right? But they do have a translator here to translate what you are saying. For some reason, people still feel your vibe. They feel the how you lift them, how they feel the truth in what you are saying. That's it. Because where is y'all going? Now, what information do you have for these beautiful people, honey? Okay, your natural energy healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose. See, the nutrition was part of someone's life purpose, music and speaking, okay? They could be 3 individual things, or they could be all connected, like I saw it, right? But this energy healing is coming through now. Some of you may even want to do because we do this at like early in the morning, right? But we do the weather and the healing for the weather, the healing of the weather, right? And even though you wanted to, it's important to have a map, right? But if you can visualize and widespread that energy towards maybe a certain zip code, right? Or an entire town. I don't know. But it's something about changing the weather is going to be, or healing, using your healing energy to change the weather. Let's go there. So, remember last year it came up that these new things that have been shipped out during 2020, C to the motherfucking vid era, these new energies are in the air, right? which makes sense about the energy healing part and using it in the weather. Actually, in the, in the air, cleaning and clearing the air, pollutions, right? Because there's a lot of things that are just, especially, see, this is what you do. You look at what has been reported in your zip code, right? Because we try to control or help with, right, what is in our vicinity, right? So there may be certain things that are happening in a certain mile radius. This is what they need you to focus on once a day. If you can begin to make groups, have groups of people do it with you, that would be awesome and amazing. But overall, that's going to be very important, especially coming into some hot weather, going into mad season. Mad season is when it is extremely hot. People are not properly hydrated. They haven't been taking care of themselves. Things in their body start to short circuit, and they have a negative response to the heat because they don't know how to control their body temperature. Sometimes it's too high, sometimes it's too low. So just help with that. Also with the so help with that. Let me see here. Infinite abundance is here again, right? You just have to remember that there is so much that can be done, and so much that you have to do, and you need to know that you are fully supported. They say you are fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. The thing about this is sometimes people forget because of 1, 2, 3 things that are maybe 20. Chat, but 1, 2, 3, a few things are off track or whatever, and it's like, you know what? I don't think that I'm getting the support that I need. I'm not getting support from these people. I'm not getting support from my spiritual team. I'm not getting, and it's like, no, that's a state of mind. So it goes back to the beginning, right? Remain positive, and you'll see your heart's desires. The angels are supporting you with your heart desires, but you need to know that you are being guided and protected. So let's get up out of this, because they are pretty much beginning to tell me that, okay, that's that on that, okay? Let's go into our surrenders. What information do you have for these beautiful people, honey? Surrender resentments. Surrender to effortlessness. Surrender to wonder and awe. Surrender to the magic of who you are. Surrender to joy. Surrender to prayer. Surrender procrastination. Surrender frustration. Surrender to passion. Now, what I'm getting here, okay, let go. That's that going back to that friendships or that balance that needs to happen, apologies that need to happen, whether you need to apologize to yourself or someone else. It's time to let it go, because you may have been holding on to something so much that when you even think about it, your eyes may turn red, your hands get hot, your back gets hot, your head gets hot. Like, why are you holding on to that? You see how your body is responding to that in a negative way. So why are you holding on to that? And what's crossing that is surrender to joy and surrender to passion. So now that you are moving into this space of having positive change in your life, now you are moving into this space where you're letting joy in, and you're savoring every inch and iota of it. It's time for you to really feel free again. Some of you may have let so much resentment hold you down and hold you back that it began to show up in your life in certain ways. Maybe your fruit spoiled fast, right? You probably was out here thinking somebody was doing something to you, but you were doing it to yourself. You were housing a lot of negative energy. You were housing a lot of things. It started with you, and you brought it home and didn't cleanse, or not cleansing on a regular basis, and now it's in your home. Now it's showing up in your pantry. Now it's showing up in your bed. It's no longer comfortable. You need to clean under your bed, probably. It's not good to be sleeping on a bed with a lot of stuff up under. We already talked about it. Surrender to effortlessness has, again, a lot to do with that. Do it easy does it. I do it easy. Easy does it. Because what it's saying here is that you got into a space where it was, and I can relate, right? That's why, I had just got into work mode, right? Or just, I was, had to get back into my receptivity space, right? So it's like, you remember how easily what you say manifests into what you have, or who you are, or what you want to change. You remember this stuff, right? And what happens is that your you connect to the ecstasy and flow. The ecstasy of flow, right? And with connecting to the ecstasy of flow, what happens is you begin to be happy about any and everything. You smile for nothing. You smile because you woke up. You smile because you can look right. You smile because you can look left. You smile because you can look up. You smile, okay? But overall, it's like it has a lot to do with being very grateful. But coming from a space of gratitude, because you know that everything that you've gone through could have took you out. Everything that you've gone through, it could have been worse. See, sometimes you forget that because you get back in the race. Okay, now I'm back in the rat race, right? And it's like, no, let me pull back, because what happened the last time when I was in the rat race and something happened. Right? So you have to remember those things. It's important for you to get into your prayers, your meditations, or what have you. Give yourself over completely to prayer. Pray from your heart. Here, with this surrender procrastination, it has a lot to do with taking a leap. When it comes down to it, once you feel yourself back in the ecstasy of flow, remembering the magic of your days, remembering the magic of your nights, remembering the magic of your being, the mechanics of who you are, right? You are here to experience life. A life well lived is a life where you are not taking any and everything seriously, because you know that most of this shit is temporary, right? But what will live on long and beyond you is your legacy. What it is you came here to do and how you came to do it. Being a model of that, right? Or whatever. What am I even talking about, champ? Now, what is this surrender procrastination for my people? The 9 of Wands. You don't have to be so guarded anymore. So once you walk through all of this and you begin to you're going to feel relieved. You're going to feel relieved of pressure. You're going to feel relieved of pain. You're going to feel relieved of anger, hurt, sorrow. You don't have none of that going on. Watch yourself and make sure that you don't look for none of that to be going on. Because if you feed that to yourself, because that's your comfort zone, it's time for you to step out there. That's step out there. With this 9 of Wands in reverse, you are ready. Okay? You are ready to move forward. You are ready to do what is necessary. If you are frustrated, right? If you move into this frustration because you took this leap of faith, right? Let me see why you would do that. If you move into this space where you are feeling frustrated, if you move into this space where you are feeling, you got the mental clarity that you need. You just got to continue to, I see how it's crossing. So surrender to effortlessness, surrender to prayer, surrender frustration. Surrender frustration. They're crossing like this, right? Because it's better than the resentment and not remember your magic and procrastinating. So surrender to effortlessness, prayer, and frustration is greater than this shit. Okay? So now you have the mental clarity. You get frustrated because you need even more answers when you just went through this part of a process that you already have the answers. Now it's time for you to move forward. You went through some type of rite of passage. This may have been something that was very hurtful, some real strong. The resentment feels strong. It's a field of resentment. You were really heated, hot, in a space where you just, look, right? You were probably ready to take revenge into your own hands, but it got turned around some type of way. Someone or something came into your life and made you remember your passion, remember the joy of life, remember that you are magical, remember the magic of life, right? What is this surrender to passion, Chad? Get out your head. Get out your head. 7 of Wands. So if you were in with 7 of Wands up, if it would have came out in the upright for this card, it would have been like you are blocking all of your help, right? In this conversation. But you would have been blocking all of your help, not focusing on the people and activities that could really drive you but with this 7 of Wands in the reverse, you are allowing people in. You're allowing yourself to, experience certain things, right? Where you are led is where you are fed. The only thing is you got to trust yourself more, but also know that where you are mentally is going to be very important and effective when it comes to how you move forward. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. Surrender the habit that you can fix somebody, and surrender to the wisdom of your body. Again, trusting yourself. When it comes to trying to fix people, when it comes to trying, like this, what I get with this, there may be some situation that you are in, and you go against your truth. That's what it is. This, and then this, and then this. Let me tell you what I'm saying. Wait a minute, did I hold them up right? Yeah. All right. Surrender to the wisdom of your body has a lot to do with you trusting what you are picking up about people and places and stuff, right? This has a lot to do with you being around people who may drain you, people who may, you may pick up their illnesses, you may pick up their thoughts, you may pick up a lot of stuff that's not yours, right? And also this is people imposing their beliefs and how they do things on you. Right? So with this surrender to the wisdom of your body, you need to trust yourself more, because what's going to happen if you don't is that you're going to try to, somebody's pulling you back in to a situation that you outgrew. You learned your worth, you learned your value, but someone is trying to pull you back into a situation where they have you thinking that you are helping them. They have you thinking that you are helping them. They have you thinking that they need you. And they are holding you accountable for the work that they need to do. You need to pay attention, because then you go into this habit of people pleasing. Whatever situation this is, right, that needs to be balanced, because whoever this is needs to be accountable for themselves. Whoever this is needs to see you for who you are. If someone doesn't see you for who you are, I mean, by far, be gone. Be gone. Because if you don't focus on your own happiness, who's going to focus on it? You got to teach and show people how to treat you. Because sometimes, even with that, you are doing things a certain way or whatever, there's always going to be a creepy crawly that comes in and tries to get you back in this space. A creepy crawly. Be mindful. Them creepy crawlies something else. Now, clarify this wisdom of your body for my beautifuls. The Empress. Again, that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Don't have discouraging people around you. You have something that you are protecting that is very sacred, that you are birthing out into the world, whatever it is, okay? And you want to be mindful of when it's time for you to rest and when it's time for you to be active. But also, with this Empress card, good things come to you. You embrace those good things, right? You are meant to live in a certain way. But in that living in that certain way, what type of people are there? That's what people don't talk about with the law of attraction. Okay, I have all this going on, but then what type of people am I dealing with? What is their emotional intelligence? Where are they on their path, or how do we get along? What is our connection? And only healthy, happy, and vibrant connections, or whatever you affirm. So that has to do with the wisdom of your body as an Empress, right? What is this surrender the idea you can fix someone? A Knight of Wands in the reverse. Told you. Whoever this is, they may, this is what I think that they do. I don't know if they are withholding sex from you. I don't know if they come on real strong and then you don't hear from them or something like that, or they come on real strong and whoever this is, they want you to chase them. A Knight of Wands usually doing the chasing. This Knight of Wands is in the reverse. He's not doing any chasing. So maybe you're trying to fix the situation with this person. Like, okay, we'll clarify this Knight of Wands in reverse, Chad. Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So it's like maybe this person has two people that he's dealing with, but I also feel like there may be a Queen of Swords a Queen of Swords who has tried to tell you about a Knight of Wands in reverse. There's also a Queen of Wands here that you want to be mindful of. Don't think that, like, when people, here's the thing about people using with manipulation. When they are using their best shit, right? You want to be mindful that you are not in a position. They are not putting you in a position, because you got to be very careful with this. Be mindful that people are not putting you in a position with mind games. Be mindful of the seeds you allow people to plant. But be mindful that people are not putting you in a position where they need your help. They know how to, okay, how can I put this? They know what to say to you, what seeds to plant to try and get you to do more for them or be more accommodating for them. Okay. Whew. Let me get these other cards, Chad. Hold on. Clarify these, whatever these two women and this man got going on. But I also feel like that's what I was about to say as well. Sometimes when you are in groups of people or dealing with someone who maybe there's just a lot of differences, and sometimes you have to just let that be what it is. So there may be a lot of differences between you and another. Yep, 5 of Cups. Right? Someone trying to discourage you, trying to put you in regret, trying to play mind games, don't play on your emotions, play on the past, play on past energies. A lot of times you picking up emotions that are not yours. But let me go back. So be mindful of people who literally, they like something is not right. It's just something ain't right. Ain't right. If they always calling you with a sad story, or they always need some kind of help, but they ain't never helping you. If you ask them something, they gonna call you back, or you ask them, like, pay attention. I don't know what this got going on. What is this people pleasing? You need to be true to yourself. That's what they said. Page of Cups in reverse. Sad. Sending messages of hope. Sending like, oh, please forgive me. Oh, I didn't mean it like this. Oh, if you're doing a lot of I didn't mean it like this to somebody, because eventually somebody is going to, people are going to, pick up on who you are or whatever, if they're going to deal with you. They've been around that long and you still apologizing, you need to stop. Because this Page of Cups in reverse, you may even be wondering why you're not hearing from certain people. I don't know what this is. You're not focused on your own happiness because it's in reverse. You need to. That's why it's in reverse. You trying to eat at a table that ain't nobody even set you no place. If you go to a table and they got and this is a whole to do. Okay, let's say it's a dinner party. You go to a dinner party, right? You attend a dinner party and they RSVP'd and all that. Everybody got nameplates all around the table. You get there, they have to add a chair to the table, have people scoot over for you. How you gonna feel all night? I'd be like, you know what, don't even worry about it. Don't even set yourself out like that. Now, you could look at it the other way. If you were like someone really, really important and they are doing it in that way, that would be different. But in most cases, maybe you were not really invited. Like, why wasn't I a priority like all the rest of these people? Right? Or something like that, Chad. Clarify this, anything. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. You're no longer feeling lack. You're no longer in a space where you are giving up hope or saying no to change, right? This is turning that lack mentality, that scarcity mentality, not being enough, not looking good enough, not feeling good enough, not doing this and that and this and that will produce results. Baby, they got you wet, fucked up. I'm gonna go because I just been talking. So I appreciate you if you made it this far in the video. Okay, if you are no longer in the business of people pleasing, we are here to serve. We are not here to be servants. And people need to understand it. We are here to serve, not be servants. Okay? What? Like, what is that? What sense does that even make? To become a servant. Unless that's your job description. And then once the job is over and you done racked up all your tips, then what? Okay? I don't know. If you made it this far, drop an angel down below, because we ain't giving up hope. We're not giving up hope. We're not giving up on ourselves. We're not giving up on our process. We are connected to our ancestors, guides, our spirit team. Okay? So that's that on that. All right? I think I'm getting a little better right there, y'all. Recalibrating. All right? Oh, I got shadows all in my face. Whatever.